Okay. All right. So, I would like us to wait a little bit so that others can join in. If you're there, just click the like button so that the algorithm can spread the live. Click the like button, right? So we're going to quickly wait a minute or more for those who are not here yet to join the live stream, and it's going to be awesome. I want us to look at a few things, right? So let me see how I join on my phone so that I'll be able to coordinate what's going on the live. So we're going to be creating something very wonderful. Where's the login, man? YouTube is here. I don't get this. Okay. Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. Please, if you are there already, just put a comment in the comment section. Let me know where you're joining from. If you're there already, put a comment in the comment section. I want to know where you're joining from, right? Which is very, very important. If you are joining from Nigeria, from South Africa, from Kenya, from Zimbabwe, let me know in the comments. Okay, let me see. All right, so let's start. If you there, just put a comment in the comment section. Let me know where you're watching from, right? Whether from Ghana, from Sierra Leone, from Lagos, wherever. So we are going to create something amazing today by the help of God, and I want us to run as fast as um, time is going to take us, right? Because I understand that in some part it's already late now, but we just have to. We have to. Okay, so I want us to recreate. I want us to recreate um a flyer, because when I made that flyer, a lot of us. I actually did it for um I did it for doing sake. Where's the flyer again? Okay, so I want us to walk through this flyer and give it some other approaches that are necessary, right? So if you there, don't hesitate. Put in the comment section. Let me see where people are joining from. All right, Lagos, Indian, OAU, Nigeria. Thank you so much. All right. So we are going to recreate this particular flyer because it's necessary that we learn a few techniques that are used here, so that when we want to create something of this nature, we can actually create our own, right? So maybe it shouldn't be open on um Photoshop here, okay? So that I can close this particular one. So we're going to start by using the Instagram size, which is 4 by 5. I've shown this severally, and I always want to. By the way, the reason why we're having this class on YouTube here is for us to be able to have a copy, of this class saved for those who want to come back to it to watch it later. Okay, so the size that I'm using here is 4 by 5, 4 by 5. All right, 300 pixels. Then I'm gonna use okay, let's change this to black background because we're gonna be using a white text for it. Okay, so now the first thing that I want to do is to ensure, or what I did was to ensure that I got the message clear, which was the pixels and prayer, right? Now, I want us to understand something, that this is not a church flyer, right? Where it is necessary for us to illustrate what the theme is actually talking about. Sometimes you can want to do it, right? But some other time it may not be that necessary. But just to ensure because this is for a brand, one of the biggest thing we can always do here is to ensure that we stay on brand. Just hold on a little bit. It's just to ensure that we stay on brand, right? So when we are able to stay on brand, every other thing we follow, though the rules still apply. The rules still apply, right? Okay, okay. Just a moment, please. All right. So now where is this thing? Hold on. Just a moment, please. I don't know why. Okay, let me get it from let me get it from remember I posted it on WhatsApp. Oh, Shabrakate. All right, just a moment, please. I'm trying to get it. Okay. Okay, so the first thing, like I said, is to get the message correctly, which is and pixel and presence. So I'm gonna use my favorite font, which is my brand font, which is Segis, right? Then I'm just want to use pixel and and presence. So we have pixels and presence. So let's ensure we keep this here. Now, the next thing that I want to do, I just want to get this position first, right? So the next thing that I wanted to do was to also, give, a visibility to the pictures. So in other words, I have to first of all create this particular shape where I have the convenance image, right? So I'm going to just adjust it a bit. Then, in other words, I'm going to duplicate one, two. Then I'm going to duplicate the third one, three. So therefore, I'm going to just adjust these ones to ensure that they are not too wide. All right. So if you have a question, don't hesitate to ask in the comments. But it's too early to ask a question, and let's just hold on. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is to let me bring in my ruler. I'm gonna press Control I to be able to give me ruler. But what I majorly want to achieve with the ruler, let's okay, right. So I want it to be at the middle of that one because we are going to split these ones, right? So I'm going to just and I'm going to move it up again also. So we've been able to get six, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So I'm going to bring it down a bit. Now the essence of this is to ensure that they are not is not below this first one because this is what I'm using as a measure to determine the height of them all. But what I want to do is to just maybe scale this up a little bit. All right, scale it up a little bit. It's too much. Let's bring it down. Okay, then also scale this down a little bit. All right, so that there is at least a space in there. So the next thing that I want to do, right? The next thing that I want to do is to um I just hope okay is to adjust the radius. Let's make it a curve, right? So I think 33 is fine. 33 is fine. All right, so I'm also going to give this a radius of 33. 33. All right, so this can step aside now. This can step aside now. So the next thing that I want to do is to let's centralize this, right, and ensure that it is dun, 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 dun. So I'm just going to increase a little bit. Then I'm going to highlight this presence alone and just increase the size of the presence a little bit, right? Let it go beyond that a little bit, then make it bold. Sorry, there's this noise. Sorry, it's not italics. Sorry, there's this noise from my background. I don't know. I just hope you can hear me clearly. So okay, they are too close. Let's adjust it a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna centralize it. So the next thing that I also want to do, now that I've been able to set my boxes for the pictures, this looks so compressed somehow in my eye. Let me see if I can just widen it a little bit, okay, so that this is coming up a little bit. So the next thing that I want to do is to add the tagline which is praying, creating, designing with purpose. Praying, praying, creating, designing, then with purpose. So I'm definitely going to change this to poppins. Let's try poppins with this one. Who's is locked up in my head, vessel? Locked up in my head, vessel. So we're going to ensure that they are properly aligned. Then we're going to bring in pictures that we're going to use. Ooh, and the Holy Ghost is locked up in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let me bring the host or the conveners photo. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Okay. If you're still here and you have a question, don't hesitate to ask in the comments, right? So now the next thing we want to do is to start arranging the image. So I'm going to copy this first, Control A, Control C to highlight and to copy. Then I'm going to bring it here. Let's paste it here. So I'm going to scale it down a little bit, right? So now, if you are not sure of what you're doing, you can reduce the opacity of this image to ensure that you can see the shape in the background for you to be able to fit in, the photo properly, right? Now, here is where I have to show us something. What a lot of people are going to do here is that they are going to power clip this image, this particular photo to the shape by right clicking and creating a clipping mask, right? So once you create a clipping mask, it's going to enter inside the photo. But here is the challenge, right? The reason why I don't do it like this is that once this image is clipped into the shape, now by you clicking the image, now these pixel lines that is shown here is showing you where the extent to which the photo gets, right? But the only difference is that you can't, the other parts are invisible. But now, here is something that I want you to know, that when you do it like this, sometimes you are rather just increasing the size of your file. So, in other words, what I'm going to do is to ensure the sides or the parts of the picture that are going to be outside of the box that I do not need anymore. I'm going to get rid of them. Now I'm going to click this. I will hold my control key, and I will come here to the shape layer of the shape, and I'm going to locate this small thumbnail, layer thumbnail that is here, while I am holding down my control key. Right. So clicking there, you see, there's a pixel line, right, drawn around this image, according to the position of the image or where the image follows. So I'm going to just take my polygonal lasso to right click and click on select inverse. What select inverse means is that I want to get rid of the parts that are outside of the shape. That's why I'm selecting inverse, not because if I do not take inverse, I'm going to delete the part that is inside the shape that I need. So I'm going to delete now. Okay. So now that I have deleted, if I click the image again, so you are going to see this lines, these anchor lines, they are on where the shape follows exactly to tell you that this picture doesn't have any part elsewhere apart from the ones that are revealed on this particular image like this, right? So that I wanted us to get that clear, because a lot of design I've had situations whereby a lot of designers challenged me that, why do you have to do it like this when you can power clip, when you can do that part, the part in that image that I do not need, it means it's not necessary. I don't want to keep it. Okay. So the next thing, I'm going to arrange the images in no particular order, right? Because this is just for practice purpose. So I'm going to reduce this to ensure that it fits into the boss. So I'm still going to hold my control, right? I'm going to come to the layer of the shape, which is below, behind the photo layer. Then I'm going to click here. Then I'm going to take my polygonal lasso to right click, select inverse, and just delete. It's gone, right? So the next thing, I want to also take this one, right? Let's do it this way too. Okay, so I want to ensure that no picture is bigger than the other in size, right? Okay, so I want to do the same here while holding my control. Sorry, polygonal lasso tool. Okay, so the next is this. I'm arranging the photographs in no particular order. So, in no particular order, I'm arranging the photos, and I just hope someone is getting. If you have a question now, you can ask. You can ask. I'm going to check the comment section so that I'll see your question there. I'm enjoying that program, man. Okay. All right. All right. So here we are. Right. So if you have a question that you can ask, let me see if there's anyone who has a question. And I hope we are still here. Okay. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is to first of all we have to stay on brand, right? So the next thing that I want to do is to create the time, the date, when is it starting, right? So I'm first of all going to the reason why I'm bringing in ruler is to help you because you need to gauge what you're doing, right? So for some of us, I've wanted to share this with us that okay, maybe before the end of this class, I'll be able to talk about trim and bleed, right? So and you see the need why you know the need for proper alignment in your design. So I'm going to target it from this place to this place, right? Okay, so I'm going to leave it. Let's just give it another color first so that I'm still gonna I'm still gonna adjust the layer to maybe that's too much now. Okay, 18 is fine, right? So I can take this off now. I bring them back when I named it, right? So when you start designing professionally, it might not be necessary to be doing bringing in the ruler and taking it away. But now that we are learning, it is a necessity, right? So let's bring in the date. When is it starting? September 27th, 2026, right? Starting September 27th, 2026, right? So now we are going to come to our fonts. One of the things you must do to ensure that you stay on brand is to ensure that you are using the exact font that the brand recommend, which is their fonts. And the reason is for them to be able to maintain the exact tone and voice in all of their platform in anywhere they are representing, either with a design stuff or wherever. So there's a need for there to be uniform in their tone and in their voice. Hence, the reason why you will always have to use their fonts, their color, so on and so forth. So I'm going to make just this bold. Okay, I'm going to make just this bold. Because it's locked up in my acting. So, okay, adjust the tracking of this to 50. Okay, so that I'll be able to at least blow it up a little bit. So it's starting September 27th. Then the next thing is the date, which is 8:30 p.m. 8:30 p.m. 8:30 p.m. 8:30 p.m. 8:30 p.m. Then it's gonna be, where is he gonna hold the venue? Which is Google Meets. Let's see. So I'm going to remove these lines behind it. So I'm going to bring this down a little bit. Then I'm going to just put it here. Let's reduce it more. It seems we just have to reduce this and this a little, so that we'll have space to write where I want to write. So where is the venue? I don't want to stress. Let me just bring that in. Virtual. Virtual. So I'm going to just create a divider. Ooh. All right, so I'm not saving, no. So we're gonna leave it like that first. So the next thing we're gonna bring now is to bring in the social media stuff. Let's assume we have a registration link. Um, you know, registration, HTTPS. Okay, so let's remove the HTTPS. tr.ee slash pzs and presence slash pzs and presence. Then what again? Then the phone number for more info: 0809012345678. Okay, so I'm gonna remove them from all caps. Then just leave it. So this is so I want to yeah. So let me bring in the logo and so on and so forth. logo. You can still reduce it a little bit. All right, thank you, Professor Samuel. Thank you, Professor Samuel. Thank you. So now the next thing we want to do is to bring in a social media handle, which is at Forge by Forged by Remas. I don't want this to be, too obvious. So I just want to reduce it a little bit because everything cannot have um same level of visibility in your design. So that's why there's I'm not saving. That's why there's hierarchy, right? Because at the end, the major message here is the pieces and prayer. Then we also want to look at the facilitators and so on and so forth. So let's bring this down a little bit so that we have more space there. If possible, we can just even increase this a little bit so that um to be visible. Okay, then I will still bring this down a little bit. All right, because I need to have facilitators. Facilitators. So in order for me to be able to centralize it, I have to group all of this. Right. So then facilitators. Let's make it all caps. Then let's spread it out a little bit. Spread out a little bit. Then I'm going to centralize it to ensure that it's properly centered. Then I'll just give it a divider. Let's centralize it. So I'm going to right click on this layer. So I'm going to rasterize it. So the reason why I'm rasterizing it is because why that thing is still a shape, you can't take certain action on it, right? In order for me to, take action on it, so I have to rasterize it to take it from a shape form to, a form of an image, right? So we can now bring our Mark tool. Then we are going to split the part where you have the facilitators. Just ensure that you gauge it perfectly. Just delete that part. All right. So we have um what's the what's it called? We have that, right? So the next thing that is worth doing now or addressing now is the logo too small. If it is too small, just adjust it a little bit, right? So the next thing that we want to do now is to um because now that we've been able to get our arrangements, we are doing these things in no particular order. So I'm going to where are my colors? So I'm going to first of all start adjusting the colors, right? So first of all, I want to ensure these are my brand colors, right? I have them there already saved. So every brand that you are ever going to design for, whether yours or you are being hired by a brand, there is definitely going to be a color palette that the brand uses. So that's why if you get to my social media or my YouTube, you'll find out that since we rebranded, I've stick with this color. So these are the colors that I use, right? So you have to stick with it. So now, if it is orange, it doesn't have to be any orange. It has to be the exact orange. In order for you to know the exact orange, there are two things you want to do. First of all, look for the color number, or you can let's assume we want to apply okay, we want to apply the orange here. Or I think okay, since that's going to be black, right? So the first thing we want to do, let's apply it these colors on the boxes because we don't want them to be white. So I'm first of all going to double click this now, and I'm going to ensure I choose this, right? Why? So I'm going to double click on this, and I'm going to ensure let's ungroup them because I grouped them. So I'm going to double click, or rather check this, not double click, sorry. I'm going to double click now. and I want to make sure this is, I give it this color, right? Then the next one, I'm going to alternate the colors. So the next one, I'm going to give it the orange color, right? Then the next one, I'm going to give it this gold color. I've not used this gold much in most of my designs, right? So a lot of people who know Forge might not know might not know the gold. All right. So the next thing is now these the gold have to come here now so that we are able to interchange them properly. Then these we have to be this. Sorry, we have to be this. Yeah, then these we have to be the orange. Orange is my favorite color there. All right. So the next thing, let's bring in our social media icon. We're gonna use where's elements, icons. We're gonna use I want this, then I want this highlighter. Someone was asking of that highlighter. Then I'm gonna use Facebook, Instagram, and this. Okay. No, let's remove Instagram. Let's use this. All right. So this for educational purpose. So I want to remove this white that is at the middle, that's in the middle of this. So I'm going to now close this. So let's come here. So I'm going to paste that there. I use Control I to reverse the color so that I'm not looking for it because the environment is already dark, which is the background is already dark. So we're going to bring this. I'm going to bring this here. Sorry, Control V to paste. I'm going to Control I to invert the color. Also, then we copy this. Then we're going to Control V, Control. Now, let's select the three icons together so that we'll be able to scale them at the same pace. Let's just reduce, right? Doesn't have to be that obvious. Let's reduce it. So I'm going to move this back. I'm going to move this back as well. Um, Still going to reduce it because it's bigger than the letters too much. Let's group them together, or if possible, let me just mesh them. I don't want stress, so that I can apply the same color on them at once. So let's align. Okay, that's perfecto. That's excellent. Perfecto. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in this stuff. So let's get rid of the white background. Oh, I'm too fast. God, am I too fast? Because how were you able to pick the picture or text all together, like the way you drag your mouse and pick many items together? I find it difficult to do it here. Okay, that's very very simple. For instance, let's come back here. I'm not at home. I would have been able to see what all your chats on my second screen real time. I'm somewhere, so I just have to manage one screen. All right. So, for instance, if I want to move this and this and all of this, so all I need to do is to hold my click down. Just click here just click here, right? Just hold while you hold your click down. That's the left click now, the normal click. You hold it down. Then you are going to drag your mouse. You see anywhere the stuff gets to, is picking it. Is picking it. Is picking it, right? Then you can just move at once. Move at once. I hope that is clear. Who asked the question? Let me check your name. Is okay, Professor Samuel. Yeah. So Professor Samuel, I hope that's clear. So what you are going to do, you click this, right? Or alternatively, where you have maybe a background and you do not want the background to move along with what you are copying, you can click that, right? You hold your shift and alternate down, then you click the next thing that you want to move. You click the next thing that you want to move. while you are still holding your shift and alternate down. You click this, you click this, right? So you can move them at once now. I hope that works, right? So I hope that works. Okay. So it seems the live stream is a little bit delayed. Wait, is my this thing covering? Where's my where's my what's it called? My icon is covering. Hold on. Mm. How do I see that? My icon is covering the layers. All right, so let's continue. I just hope you guys are saying it right. Okay, here's what I'm looking for. My mic will be muted. Ish. Um. Um. Hide camera and keep. Okay, let's hide the camera and keep audio. Okay, so the next thing that I'm gonna do. Okay, where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Okay, so now the next thing I want to do, let's start, fixing our colors, right? But before we fix our color, I want you to see, I want you to see something. I want to show you something, and I want you to do with the information, whatever you want to do with the information. Now, if you look at this design entirely, how many fonts have we used? Now we've used Dix, which is the main font, and we've also used this. That's Seges and Poppins are the two fonts that will be used, and those are the two fonts we have ever used in this design. So because in other words, because I have taught us before in other classes and videos that in your design you don't need to exceed two fonts, two types of fonts, except maybe the third one you just want to use it once just to add decoration like the script font and all that. So but in the terms of color, I also said that you have to stick with two colors maximum or three at most, right? Now the reason why we how many colors do we have here? One, two, three. All right. So this black and whatever is a normal color. Okay, okay, let's count gray as four. Now the reason why I have it up to this number is because this is for a brand, right? And if the brand wants you to use their entire color, you are free. Use their entire colors, right? But we just have to the most important thing is to ensure that your design stays, the color usage stays on brand. If we want to reduce the number of colors that we are going to use, or rather, let's look at it this way. If you watch carefully, you are going to see that these are the three main colors that I use for the background. I only use this gray once, right? I only use it once so that I don't confuse everywhere with too many colors. And I use it for the convener, right? So the next thing we're going to do is to start, putting our colors here. So I'm going to come to my layer style where I will have to choose my color. And I want to believe that some of us who are in this live class, you already understand certain basics, right? So I may not have the time to explain so many things. You already understand this basic. And please, if you've not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you here, kindly just do, right? Because we have to be doing this from time to time to see how we are able to educate ourselves to become a better designer. That's our aim. So now we're going to come to color overlay. So we're going to come to color. So I'm going to open the color um, box and I'm going to choose this um, pop- orange color. And one of the things you also have to, I'm not saving, you also have to understand is that in every brand, there is a primary color, there's a dominant color, while others are secondary colors. For instance, I always rely on the orange, right? Orange and either orange and the gray, they are the ones doing the work for me all the time, right? So now the next thing is, where do we need to apply color again before we talk about background? Okay, now first of all, okay, let's bring in I've not included 2026 20 break the line 26. And this definitely has to be Sege's board. And I'm gonna close this, right? Then let's see if we can increase it a little bit. Increase a little bit. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is, this is too much. We're gonna reduce it a little bit. Oh Jesus. So I'm gonna pick the color from there. Just gonna take that under. So boom, boom, just to ensure it is properly aligned. And it's very, very important that we align whatever we're doing. So maybe we can just maybe a little bit. It will not look like another font. All right. So I'm going to just reduce it a little bit so that it's not too obvious. Then I'm going to just reduce the leading to ensure that they are not too far from each other. Okay. All right. So on and so forth. So on and so forth. So I'm going to bring this guy. I'm going to use my magic wand to click the white background. Right click and just take similar, just in case there are some black background that's going to be hiding, to get rid of it. Then I'm just going to put it somewhere here. I'm going to put it somewhere. Let's flip it the other way around. Let's flip horizontal. And I'm going to reduce it and put it somewhere here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let's copy this color here. Control C, which is copy layer style. I'm going to paste it here, paste layer style. Then the next thing that we're going to do is to let's first of all let's work on the background. So what I did with the background was that I have to draw a rectangle, right? So let's move it to the back. So let's pay attention now. First of all, let's make it black so that we'll see what we're doing. Then the next thing, have I removed the colors? Hold on. How did I remove the colors? Let's bring it back. I need them now. Okay. So the next thing, what I'm going to use as a background, I'm going to use this black, right, and this orange as the main background. I don't want to use just the orange. It might look very awkward, right? So I have to use layers that come gradient. So what is gradient? Gradient is a combination of two or more color so that they are able to work as one, right? So the first thing that I want to do, from the colors that are there already, I can adjust. Let me adjust the angle to tell Photoshop how I want the colors positioned. Let's adjust the angle. Let's adjust the angle. All right, so let's open our gradient box now. The first, I want to choose black because I wanted black to be at the edge, right? So okay, this other one, I want to pick the orange, right? So I want to adjust the black so that at least let it spread in. Let it spread in a little bit. Let it spread in a little bit. Beautiful, beautiful. So if you have let me see, is there a question? Okay, all right, thank you, Professor Samuel. Um, Professor Samuel, where are you from? Where are you joining from? Following your design concept and process have added countless plus ones to my design skills. Okay, that's Prime Media. Be blessed massively. Amen. Thank you. How can I be part of your WhatsApp community? Okay. You are going to go to my YouTube channel, check any of the videos you see on my YouTube channel. There's a link to my WhatsApp community there. Thank you. And please ensure that you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, right? and I will be glad. Okay, so now the next thing we're gonna do, right, is to we're not done with the background yet. So I want to create an ellipse, a circle, right? I'm going to put it there, draw a circle there. So I'm going to change this circle, the color to this same black here. So what I want to do is to just put it at the bottom here, right? So the next thing I want to do, I am going to I'm going to give it um a Gaussian blur to spread it. I want to spread it. I want to spread it. All right. So on and so forth. So the next thing, let's close this. Let's close this first, right? Or leave the color there. So the next thing I did to the background was to put something. Where's this stuff? Okay. Also put something like this. You can get all of these things on Pinterest. Just I downloaded all this from Pinterest. Right. So whatever that is going to make your design beautiful. So I'm going to put these here. Then I'm going to just expand it a little bit, bring it down. All right. So let's put it above them. So the next thing we're going to do is just to change the color, right? I'm going to change the color to I'm going to change the color to this particular color. Then I'll reduce the opacity a little bit. Let's just reduce the opacity. Let's just reduce the opacity. It doesn't have to be too obvious. Now, this is where the background is going to become a banger. Now, right? That's the exact word, banger. All right. So what we're going to do is everything in the background. I'm going to choose this. Just mind you, look at the way the background is now. It's smooth, right? So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this and this where's this black, all right, then this may stuff, I'm going to group them together, control G. So this is I've grouped the entire background together. So let me just duplicate it just in case we mess up with what we are working with. We need to reverse uh to the to where it is now. So that's why I have to duplicate the grouped background to just let me close the visibility of the other. So these now, this one that I want to open, I'm going to right click and merge this particular one. So once I merge this particular one, so what I want to do is to come to filter and I'm coming to camera raw, right? Camera raw is a whole lot of stuff that you must learn, right? I have a master class that is starting. I think registration should be on. It's on now already. I've made that announcement, and we are going to. I've splitted that course into three parts. First, we have to learn the foundation. The second part, we have to learn the theories, right? Color theories, layer composition, so on and so forth. Where we are going to be looking at the rules of third. There are a whole lot of things that we need to know about design. Then the third part, which is majorly going to be the practical, part, we're going to be designing all manner of stuff, and at the end, you'll be able to create your own portfolio, right? I'm not talking about just ordinary portfolio, a winning portfolio, and I'm going to be supervising everything that we're going to be doing. So the course registration is on now, right? So maybe if I'm able to put the link in this video, I'll put the link, and I want everybody to be a part of it because you are going to be so grounded. You're going to be so grounded because it's properly structured to pick you or take you from a beginner to a pro level where you can stand, and you are going to achieve that within a period of 8 weeks. 8 weeks. Eight good weeks, you get it done. All right. So what we want to add? We want to add grain to it. All right. So now that we've added grain to it, all right. So you can see already that the background has changed. Now, before, after, before, after, before, after, right? So we're going to just hit enter. We have a background. So we now have a background. We're almost done with this. We're almost done with this stuff. So we now have a background. Then who's always taking this color away? How am I taking it away? Ehen. So the next thing I want to do, we are going to change this now. Let's ungroup it. We're going to change this shape to this very black color, right? We're going to change it to this very black color. Then I can hide this. I can hide this now. We're going to change to this very black color. So I'm not saving. How many times am I going to remind myself? Okay, from Kenya. Oh, thank you. Prime Media, thank you so much. Prophets, Samuel. I'm from Nigeria, Obafemi Awolowo University. Oh, thank you so much. How is Obafemi University? How's your study? Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, what is? So we have to see how we are gonna name. How to see how we name. If you have a question, please just don't hesitate to ask. So let me bring in my favorite my favorite highlighter. Let me bring in my favorite highlighter. I'm gonna highlight, right? Remove the background, copy, and so for you who is a beginner, I want you to understand something. For your design to become good, right? It's gonna take patience, right? It's gonna take a level of experience. So you just have to take it easy with yourself. And the more time you spend with your design, the more beauty your design gets. Though there's an opposite where where a lot of people spend more time just to scatter their designs, right? It all depends on you know your level of skill. So I'm not saving. So on and so forth. Okay, so the next thing is just to name the images. Oh, convenance name, convenance name. We've only used two fonts, no more, no less. Convenance name. Then we're gonna come here. We're gonna make this smaller. It doesn't have to. This is a speaker or facilitators. Facilitate, facilitator's name. Then we also need to bring facilitator's name here. Facilitator's name here. I think they are too close to each other. I'll just spread them out. All right. Then we're also going to have facilitators' names, so on and so forth. Now, if you look at the facilitator's name, you find out that, for instance, the color of the text is clashing with the what's it called is clashing with the back the dress of the facilitator. All right. So in other words, we can't see it properly, including this. So what we are going to do is to see how we um, add color from behind, right? So what we're going to do is to let's duplicate this particular color, right? So we're going to move it above that person. So I want to make this color, I mean that shape this color. So I'm going to right click to select rasterize layer, sorry. Then I'm going to take my polygonal lasso tool, and I'm just going to just cut a part of it off, right? It's 100, not too much. Okay. Okay, so that serves as a background to the. So the only thing I'm seeing there is that it tampered with the color. Let me see if I can use this. Okay. use my eraser to erase that part because it was tampering with the color. I don't want it to. Then I'm just going to copy this, right? Let me bring it here instead of doing it one after the other. Okay. Um, I still have to use my eraser. I didn't get that perfectly. Sorry about that. So I didn't still need to use my eraser to just I'm scattering this thing. It's not the best way to do it, though, but I'm getting tired. So let's also move this here. Okay, this thing is not fine. I'm going to delete it. So I want to do this. Okay, so I'm going to change this color to this. Rasterize it. Right click and rasterize it. Then I'm going to take this. Right, 100. I think this is better. Just ignore every other one. The most especially for this lady. Let me delete this. It didn't work. So let's. Okay, so you can also copy this and just merge it with the others. Beautiful. So let's merge with this. Beautiful. Then let's also bring it here. Beautiful. So I'm going to click this. In other words, I'm going to change this color to this. I just want to give it a contrast. I want to give it a contrast. So I'm going to move this. Then rasterize layer. Okay, here we are. Here we are. Here we are. So we have our design ready. Right. I think I changed the colors to black and white. Let me check. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to just change this color to black and white. I want to use camera raw. So I'm going to let's wait for camera raw. I'm going to come to my presets and I'm going to choose a better black. Okay, that's beautiful. So this this ah why is it giving me no now? Let's go back to camera. If you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, all right, here we go. Let me give you time to process your questions. I'm tired. I need to sleep. Let me give you time to process your questions so that I answer your questions and we roll. We call it a night. Thank you, Mr. Ogechuku Love. Okay, Loveline. Loveline should be a girl. Loveline should be a girl. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you, Loveling. Amen. Thank you. God bless you. Professor Samuel, thank you so much. All right. So if you have questions, let's create room for questions so that we'll answer questions now and call it a night. Do I still have battery on this laptop? Okay, so answer questions and call it a good night. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, so this is beautiful anyway. So when you create a design, one of the things you always want to do is to zoom out so that you'll be able to see what is prominent on your design, right? So now this goes along as far as letting you know that when people see this design from afar, what are they going to see first? Now, definitely, you see that the message is the central stuff that they are going to see, which is the pixels and presence. I zoom out, I can still see the pixels and presence. I can still see the pixels and presence, right? So, glory be to God. Let's come back. All right, so I'm still waiting for questions. If there are questions, it seems it seems the live is delaying, but if there is no question, we'll have to call it a night here. Ogechi Loveling, hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. God bless you. Please do. And God will bless you for doing so. Professor Samuel, hope you subscribed. Shures Davadanam. I don't know how to, the guy from India. Let me know. Are you able to get this? Because I remember the last time you missed that in my last class. If you're able to get this, just let me know if you are still here, right? Sundrendi Yakakebesh. Let's see if there's a question. If there's no question, all right. So if there's no question, we'll have to we'll have to call it a night here, right? So we've been able to achieve this. I'm going to see. I don't know when it's going to be our next class. All right. So, but if you want to learn design properly, I want you to be a part of my master class because I'm going to be showing you a whole lot. There are a lot of things you can't get from tutorials, right? You need mentorship. You need a structured learning that will take you from a beginner to a pro level just in 8 weeks. Right? We're going to do it in 8 weeks. Okay, so and the good part of it is that you are going to be learning at your own pace. We're going to pre-record the class, then we upload it to the portal. You access it whenever you are free that day, right? Then once in a week we are going to have a live class, a one-on-one class once in a week, not on YouTube here. We'll have another place. We're going to use Google Meet, by the way, where we're going to assess and do a review of everything we learned that week, right? So go ahead, God bless us, God help us. Have a wonderful night rest, everybody. See you in my next class.